Rightio. Now joined by Mark Hughes. Hello, mate.
Afternoon, mate. How you going?
Very, very good. Woodlands Stud, it's all sort of starting to hotten up. One side of the farm quietens down a little bit from about the 28th of January. I saw a post just recently, but the other side starts to pick up.
Yeah, look, we're transitioning as we do every year from end of the breeding season into yearling sale time. Season officially finishes in Australia for us on the 27th at Lowalong, and then on the 28th in New Zealand, and all the crew fly to Australia, and then all the stallions are emanating out of Australia on February the 5th back to the United States. So yeah, it's five more collects on the breeding side, but yeah, the preparation for the yearling side really is ramping up now.
It's one of those things a lot of people wouldn't realise behind the scenes. Just to get these stallions back home to America, to stand in in their second home. Basically, it's been a bit of a logistical nightmare. Not purely for Woodlands, for every basically overseas based stallion standing in Australia this season.
Yeah, look, Australia and New Zealand, inbound, say American Ideal lather up and say Pastor Stephen and those others that shuttle down, they officially arrived in Australia back in August. That was the easy part. The New Zealand stay-ins about 3 or 4 weeks later in September, but getting them home this year is going to be a little bit of an additional exercise. They're floating through Australia and then back through Europe and into Chicago. So, yeah, they'll on the weekend of the 5th of February. So, yeah, look, it is a bit of an effort, but, they will all leave in fine fettle, no doubt.
It's like COVID's really changed things up. Unfortunately for you and I, we won't be in New Zealand this year because of COVID. It's raised its ugly head and stopped us being able to travel there. One of the main reasons we're here for this is not to talk about the boys as much, although they've had a good year. You'd have to be actually, before we get too far off the boys. Sweet Lou, he's had a nice couple of weeks, hasn't he? Bendigo Cup, Shepparton Cup, things are just ticking along nicely for him.
Yeah. Look, Lou's had a fairly good start to January or 2022 down under, obviously through Spirit of St. Spirit of St. Louis, sorry.
You'll get into trouble for that other part.
I will. I must remember it is a capital city in North America. Yeah, look, great start for him. Good start for Lou as well, too, though. Like, he had 3 or 4 winners through the weekend. I see he had a daughter go 53 at Hamilton yesterday. Came from about 30 or 40 metres off them and got the cash. Hemsworth won at Redcliffe. Good winner at Newcastle Friday night. I've just drilled down a little bit as well for him, like six trial winners in Australia already in the 2-year-olds this year. Another one at Byford yesterday, a couple in Victoria, and Menangle last week as well. So this is the start of Lou's biggest crops, and we sense and something we forecast that he'll go a long way down the road in coming years to be a very good side in this part of the world.
And he's going to be front and centre at a lot of the sales, no more so than your sale in New Zealand. Now, the first thing we've got to do, it's run by NZB, we've got to make sure that people are aware, because yourself and I only just found out prior to us doing this interview, but you found out only just recently as well. Traditionally, the Auckland sale was run on the Monday, but this year it's going to be run on the Sunday, February 13, which is a bit of a change of direction by NZB.
Yeah, a little bit of recalibration. I guess it's probably to try and align with the 3 days down south as well in Christchurch. But look, the yearling parade will be on Saturday, February the 12th, and we'll sell the yearlings at Karakura on Sunday, the 13th of February, starting 10 o'clock in Melbourne, midday in New Zealand on Sunday the 13th.
It's going to be big. It is huge. I've been fortunate last year we got across to the weanling sales. That might be our next venture over there. Sorry. To get there to the weanling sales might be our next venture, but this year, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't going to be able to get across there. So you and I are going to ramp up as much, I suppose, awareness. We could say it's spruiking or whatever, but an awareness of the Woodlands draft and what you guys have got on offer. But also, people are able to contact yourself, Stace. There's heaps of people that they can contact to get inspections on these horses in any way that they can.
Yeah, look, absolutely. So our, for us, yearling parade tomorrow on farm, run by NZB at the 3 farms. at the start itself at North Road and at Jacks Ridge, where our 44 consignment yearlings are for Sunday the 13th. But look, there are many ways to reach out to us about our yearling draft. There are also many other ways as well to, seek independent advice away from us about our yearling draft as well through NZB. So we have 44 yearlings to go through on Sunday the 13th. The majority by the King Betters Delight, 20 there. 11 Sweet Loos, 8 down by the Seasides, and then the mix for us is What the Hill, American Ideal, and we've actually presenting a Father Patrick in our draft this year as well for a total of 44 yearlings to go through on the 13th.
So lots 10 and 134 are scratching, and we believe it's 31 as well as the other one that we think is won't be in your draft. That's correct? Because you did have 47.
Correct, yeah. So we started with 47, we're down to 44, so 10, 31, and I think 134 is a scratch as well, but we'll confirm those going forward. But yeah, genuinely excited about this catalogue. I think a lot of purists and a lot of good judges will acknowledge that this may well be probably the best presented catalogue in the North Island for quite a number of years. Right across the board, across ourselves, Brecken, Balabar, etc. So this is, no doubt about it. It still remains the highest quality sale in the Southern Hemisphere, the North Island sale in Auckland.
It does indeed, and there's a lot of intrigue. And I will say, I've got what do we got? Five lots we're going to highlight in a second. You and I are going to talk about. I reckon you've missed about 6 or 7 that I'd sort of put the little highlighter through. So I mean, I encourage anyone, if anyone wants one of these catalogues, they are near on impossible at the minute. The Australian New Zealand Post has made it very, very hard. I'm hoping to get another box of books very, very shortly. If they do come, I'll make people aware, but please contact me. But if not, make sure you go to nzbstandardbred.co.nz, and I know for anyone that likes the paper version, it's not quite the same, but you can view the full catalogue there, or all the pedigrees are on, as you can see, at the website underneath woodlandstud.co.nz. And once those videos are done and the pictures are done, they'll start uploading those. There'll be regular updates, and I know last year they were breathtaking what they started to do. There was introduction of scoping as well towards the end. So make sure you keep checking out the woodlandstud.co.nz site, because it just keeps continually getting updated. I don't know if Andrew's got those things planned again this year, but it's important that people keep across it and just keep regularly checking it, Mark.
Well, look, absolutely. So our photos and videos are pretty much complete. They'll be uploaded over the next 7 days. So check out the website, the NZB website, for all those details. And one key thing for us, and we believe it's a service that needs to be offered everywhere, is that, we scope all our yearlings. So scopes will be available for anybody that wants to have a look on the day leading into as well. We think that's very important. A horse like Aladdin, who, we had scoped before the sale and we pulled out, and then we rejigged him about 5 months later through the yearling sale, did have a throat operation. He's gone on to win a South Australian Derby. So it's vitally important to us as, the leaders in this field that we continue to do these things, because that's the thoroughbred model, mate. That's why the thoroughbreds are so successful at selling, is that they tick all the boxes getting stuff done, mate, and that's the path we follow.
Yep, absolutely, and I encourage everyone. I was enthralled by it. I didn't buy a horse. I never buy a horse. I suppose I'm a paid spruiker, but there's a reason I do that, is because I actually love it and I love innovation. And I think, out there, people, if they're watching this, you can get in touch with me, but you've got to think outside the square as far as promoting these horses, because you've got to realise now, especially the Kiwis, it's very hard to get Australian interest now, because it's been nearly a year and a half since any Aussie's been allowed to get back into New Zealand. So you've got to do things a bit differently, give clarity, give everything nice and clear and concise messaging, and that's the best way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, look, absolutely. And, the New Zealanders recognise that Australia is a key export market for their product. So, 15% of this catalogue that goes through will finish up in Australia, or Australian buyers will leave their progeny in New Zealand as well. And, I would say to you as well, confidently predict that the North Americans will be involved in this sale as well going forward again this year. And as you say, it's, the last sale we're out there was in 2020. So it's rolling on to 2 years since we were in New Zealand physically for the yearling sales.
Yeah, absolutely. It is going to be key. As I said, Mark, you wanted to highlight 5 of these. We'll probably get across most of the draft before the sale date itself happens, but we've got 5 here to highlight. Starting off with lot number 16, which is a Sweet Lou out of Better Be Lady. This is her fourth foal. Her third is a 2-year-old dam with 2 foals, 2 race. She's no lady and can't find a better man.
Yeah, look, Sweet Lou, as I said, well, I've done enough talking about him now, but this is going to be the time on a Golden Cross going forward, mate. Sweet Lou out of a Better's Delight mare. Better Be a Lady, she was only a moderate performer, but, all of a sudden she's left the New Zealand 2-year-old filly of the year. She's no lady. Can't find a better man, who's been more than competitive in a lot of good racing in the South Island. So one of these ones to highlight early. Nice enough colt, but will be a full brother to a Group 1 winner straight away. Couple of generations on the page, but October foal as well. But Sweet Lou out of Better's Delight, and look, we understand that cross is working significantly in every jurisdiction in the world, so there's no reason why it's not going to carry on.
No.
I like him a lot.
I actually like the one down there on the 3rd dam. It's Campbell, or just Campbell. It's just got to be an omen. It's just got to be an omen. I think that's the best omen going around. Lot number 84 is a trotter by What the Hill. I think that's about all I have to say, isn't it? What the Hill, they set the world alight last year.
Yeah, look, What the Hill made a significant inroads in his first season in Ohio and North America, and in a couple of other jurisdictions. Less from seriously good trotters. They're up and going, mate, and they rolled all season. Significant yearling sale results down here, obviously, so we really look forward to his first crop at the races down here, Significantly for him, though, like he's bred over 100 mares in New Zealand and close to 40 to 50 in Australia, so he's one of these he's a shuttle stallion now from a trotting point of view that will have a lot of horses on the ground here, and we know how it sort of rolls, you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but the reality is that he'll probably have horses, rocking at 2-year-old, and they're the sort of horses that arrive in Australia and win Breeders' Crown over the journey, mate, because the New Zealand trotting product is let's face it, is very superior to the Australian trotting product.
Absolutely, and that's a brilliant family, this horse here, Madam Spur, because you've got horses like Tailored Elegance in the family. For the Aussies that are watching this, Sun Mist, who's a damn pretty Sunday, son of Earl, and Rose Emma, who was a Group 1 winner last year for Mark Hughes. So it's a family for both sides of the ditch that really, I suppose, resonates with quality.
Yeah, it does. And look, you've got the great Marinai there in the 2nd generation, and as you say, and Pegasus Spur, we sort of want, one of the intentions for us was for What the Hill was we had a number of pegging mares around the place. So, we thought going forward that, that SJ's photo back over the Muscle Hill lines works significantly well, and there's no reason why the next generation it won't click in as well, So, look, we're high on What the Hill. We told everybody that, and he is kicking goals, yearling sale-wise, and certainly on the racetrack in North America.
Lot 86 is the 3rd one. We're a little bit out of order in a minute, but that's okay. We'll worry about that when it happens. Well, you don't have to say too much about this family. We spoke about a horse just there before in Spirit of St. Louis, Mark.
Yeah, look, the good judges on farm possibly believe this is our best filly in the sale. Lot 86 Betters filly. Don't need to mention too much about how great the Betters fillies have been over the journey. And look, out of an Art Major mare, as we know, those top 4 or 5 stallions, those dominant strains bred back across each other tend to deliver results on a regular basis. 2 generations on the page, and obviously the family of Spirit of St. Louis, Spirit of Desire, who's been winning races here, and then you're looking into Double Rocket, horse like Drakari's obviously, who's done a great job, but on type, attitude, and looks, this may well be our best filly at this stage, Lot 86, and that's for the spruikers out there, so we'll be up front. There's a lot to like about her.
A lot of people will be checking out the photos and the videos of her once she goes up then, that's for sure. So It is a bit of a current family. Now, I'm going to throw you under the bus. We'll go back to lot number 78. Is that all right by you? Or do you want
mate. All good. All good. Get thrown under the bus every day in this job, mate. So I'll just dust myself off and go again. All good.
Actually, this is one of those hard ones to sell, but haven't the Seasides, down by the Seasides, haven't they been so well received? And the I'm not going to say wraps, because I think when you say wraps, people overtake it. But just people's comments on how these horses look and present is just first rate.
Yeah, look, we've over the journey, you and I've spoken, and anybody that I talk to that's in the breeding game and that breeds with us understands that we were high on this horse from the get-go. When those first foals hit the ground, we thought, wow, this is he's a generational change of sire. That particular crop, like him, Lou, say Mickey, Captain Crunch, What the Hill, Fear the Dragon, who I'll be open and honest, I think I really like as well.
Yep.
This is a generational change of sire happening now, and the type of horse that they're leaving, as a rule, is very different to their predecessor, the Art Major, the Beach, the Batters, the American Ideal. There's something about them. They're thoroughbredish. They are athletic. They're tall. Very intelligent. That's one thing we loved about the Seasides from the get-go, and Lou and that, they're intelligent animals. So, and look, Seaside, roared in North America with his first crop. Yearling Sale results are solid. Look, but he's going to come off a low base, but all of a sudden he's going to have a lot of foals as well. He's got a heap in Brisbane coming up, and obviously a number through New Zealand and Melbourne and Sydney and Perth as time rolls on. But, this family needs no introduction to us. This is Lively Knights, who is now the dam of Copy That, who for us won a New Zealand Cup, or for Merv Butterworth and Ray Green, but for us as breeders won a New Zealand Cup earlier this in November. This is the half brother by Sun Beach, by Down by the Seaside, a September colt, and the reality is that he'll be out of his box most of the time when the sale rolls around. So yeah, he's one of those ones we expect to sell very well. But as I said, mate, Seaside, we're high on him, and I think the industry is as well.
I did a podcast with Gene Feast, and he was one of those stallions that popped up in her, exactly like you said, just their appearance. They take you back. You got to have a couple of looks at them and go back and that. So it's all very, very good. But like you said, you wrapped up quite a few horses there, including Fear the Dragon. It's not at your place, but I tend to agree with you, and that's a lot of the feedback I get talking to people, is that sort of there is a big change about to happen, because I suppose it's inevitable. They don't live forever. Better's Delight, they don't live forever, but he keeps doing an enormous job, so it doesn't make any difference to him, that's for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, look, I think I said before, like, our breeders have been involved in a situation where they've had, great sires available to them year on, year out, because of the great longevity of betters. Art Major, American Ideal, Max 3, Sun Beach went down the road till he's about 16. You can still get Frozen. Those sort of horses, mate. Whereas, all of a sudden the next generation is here and it's arrived.
Yep, definitely has. And the last one we want to showcase here is another Seaside out of Saturation. This is lot number 116.
Yeah, so look, and clearly, it's easy to spruik and talk about things, but, the feedback I'm getting is that this may well be our best colt in the sale. Just only have to look at his pedigree there, mate. 2 generations on the page, the great Besotted, out of in the pocket mare, down by the Seaside, out of in the pocket. So, Sun Beach and in the pocket, strains on both sides, which have been dominant for so long. A half to Besotted, who won a Breeders' Crown, and, any amount of money. Infatuation, Ideal Liners in this pedigree, and at one time I know Hawley, they rated him clearly as one of their great horses. Perhaps hasn't gone on as anticipated, but word on the street from our crew is that lot 116 may well be our best colt 3 or 4 weeks out from the sale. 3
or 4 weeks, which is key. Plenty of quality. They will change as they go along too, but this is one of those things. As we said, these are not necessarily your picks. They're not necessarily the farm's picks. This is just early mail, but we want to be able to highlight these horses because I actually, as I said, I highlighted half a dozen lots. 131 didn't get a mention. 101, anyone wants it's only out of Pacing Delight. Just have a look at that. Even lot number 1 for a lot of the Australians over here as well. This horse actually featured last year in the Nutrient Sale. It's actually been pinhooked at one stage as a weanling. This is the next yearling actually by Seaside as a colt as well, out of 2 and 6pence. So it's a family that people are keen on. It created a lot of interest last year. That filly was by American Ideal.
Yeah, she was. But we
Bought back by
purchased it.
Woodlands, actually.
Yeah, we bought her and back in work at Andy Gas. Been back just before after Christmas, so we'll poke her along. But this is the younger half brother by Seaside. But have a look at the family. Perfect Pennies family, Antonio Miss Half Penny, great Phillies family, but this is a colt.
Yep.
So another relevant family with two generations on the page. So yeah, look, there's a lot of great lots there. A lot of love has gone into these, and the process for us and is like we do these pedigree matchups, before the mares are bred. So and we work through the whole process. And for us, it's from the time they're born, mate, to the time they go to the sale. Every day is important. Their feet, their body, their teeth, every element, is important to us, and that's why we've enjoyed very good success in the winners circle. So it's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of angst in the middle of the night delivering these critters and that sort of thing. And the ones that want to charge you down in the paddock when the girls are hustling them up, all that sort of thing. So there's a lot of love goes into getting to this point. And as for a lot of other vendors that get them to the sales and the wheeling sales, mate, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that people just don't see.
No, totally agree. And I was fortunate enough, as I said, to see there last year at the Yearling Sale. I encourage any Australian, definitely can't get there for this yearling sales, but next year make sure you pencil it in as a must visit. Hopefully you can get there for the Yearling sales. We won't say you can't get there for that, but I think it's a must visit. Please go to woodlandstud.co.nz. If you want to know who to contact, there's a section there that's contacts. It's current, it's up to date, it's got everyone's phone numbers, emails. You can contact them in any way, or go to the guys at New Zealand NZB Standardbred.co.nz. And the same thing there. You don't have to talk. I do a lot with Canberra. You don't have to go through Canberra. You can go through anyone you like and ask any of the questions, and they'll actually even point you to someone that may not be affiliated with either Woodlands or NZB if you want an independent. But please make sure you get the catalogue, have a look, and get involved. And don't forget, as Hughesy just said, then 13th of February this sale commences. The day before will be the yearling sale. I'll be doing a lot of stuff for that. But make sure that you clear your calendar and sit back and watch the live stream and get involved. That's the other thing we want everyone to do, Hughesy, is get registered and get involved.
Yeah, get registered, get involved, talk to the crew at NZB, and look, we can talk. We're happy to Tony Grayling, our stud master, and Kelly Blackmore, who prepares all our yearlings. We'll have a chat to them heading into the sale. They'll fill anybody in that needs any questions answered or anything like that. Tony's is a meat and potatoes man, as we say, and he'll only give you 1 or 2 word answers, but usually he's straight up, mate, and the answers are pretty solid. So he doesn't talk in riddles like some people do. So mate, we are available anytime to chat about these 44 lots going through on February the 13th.
Tony's one of those guys. He'll be happy that I'm not going to be over there with the camera, because I don't think he likes me setting it up in front of him.
No, he's pretty low key, young Tone. Just pokes around, bloody terrific horseman, great worker, mate. Trying to be lost without him. There's no doubt about that. But mate, he's deeds, not words, Tone. That's how he operates.
Definitely. Mark Hughes, thank you very much. As I said, this is not definitely going to be the last promotion we give for the Woodlands Draft. We just want everyone to be aware. 13th of February kicks off at 10 o'clock our time, 12 o'clock New Zealand time. Is that correct?
It is indeed, mate. It is indeed. And as I said, we've got our parade tomorrow, so hopefully there'll be some feedback on that at the farm tomorrow through New Zealand. And we'll get some stuff out on socials tomorrow, hopefully.
Yep.
But thanks again, mate.
Good as gold. Thank you very much, Mark Hughes.